What's up guys, it's Austin. Today's legend is about the ghost of La Llorona. It is very creepy. I'm gonna get into the stories of La Llorona and basically how she came to exist and what's her story. So here we go. La Llorona, the weeping ghost woman, is a legendary ghost prominent in the folklore of Mexico. The myth sometimes takes aspects of an urban legend and is present all through Hispanic culture, even reaching Spain. According to the tradition, La Llorona is the ghost of a woman who lost her children and cries while looking for them by the river, often causing misfortune to those who hear her. Although several variations exist, the most basic story tells of a beautiful woman by the name of Maria, who drowns her children in a river as a means of revenge because her husband left her for a younger woman. She soon realizes that her children are dead, so she drowns herself in the river. Challenged at the gates of heaven as to the whereabouts of her children, she is not permitted to enter the afterlife until she has found them. So basically what happened is she drowned her kids. She was granted no access into heaven because she drowned her kids, and now she has to find them in order to get permission into heaven. Maria is forced to wander the earth for all eternity, searching in vain for her drowned offspring. With her constant weeping and giving her the name La Llorona, she is trapped in between the living world and the spirit world. Parents often use this story to prevent their children from wandering out at night. In some versions of this tale and legend, La Llorona will kidnap wandering children who resemble her missing children, asking her children for forgiveness and drowning these other children to take their place, but they never forgive her and she keeps trying. People who claim to have seen her say she appears at night or in the late evenings from rivers or lakes in Mexico. Some believe that those who hear the wails of La Llorona are marked for death. Those who escape in time are not so marked. So basically, she's trying to get access into heaven and she's stealing other kids away so that she can be like, oh, these are my kids, let me in, basically. What's really interesting about this La Llorona ghost legend is that they say it's Mexican folklore, but what's really interesting is that the story is based at the Santa Fe River. So let's get on with the rest of the stories that people have said about her. Here are some real experiences. Patricio was a young boy in New Mexico in the 1930s when a normal day with his family in Santa Fe was interrupted by the sight of a strange woman near their property. The family watched in curious silence as the tall, thin woman dressed in all white crossed the road near their house without a word and headed for a nearby creek. It wasn't until she got to the water that the family realized something was really wrong. As Patricio tells it, she just seemed to glide, as if having no legs, before disappearing. After reappearing at a distance far too quickly for any normal woman to have traversed, she disappeared again for good without leaving a single footprint behind. Wow. Patricio was disturbed but knew exactly who the woman had been, La Llorona. Locals say you can hear her wailing by the banks of the Santa Fe River. They believe that if she appears to a family, it portends a bad happening, such as death. Those who claim to have seen her report a dark shape. According to Lorenzen, in Hispanic families, she is often used to keep children on the straight and narrow. Be good, or La Llorona will get you, is a common threat from mothers. A woman on one of Lorenzen's tours had a harrowing La Llorona story. When she was young, she and her friends were stealing apples from an orchard on Aquia Madre. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but one of the oldest streets in town. She said La Llorona appeared and chased them and said she would get them if it was the last thing she did. She chased them home, and when she got to the door, she floated over them, disappeared, and they never stole apples again. Now here's the final story of a nearby building that has experienced some creepy stuff from La Llorona's ghost. People who work in the PERA building, a stone's throw from the river, so basically they're saying it's not far away from the river, it's very close, tell of encounters with the weeping woman, as in La Llorona. She is said to turn lights on and off. Cleaning crews have reported hearing her cry at night, and she has been seen walking down the hallways dressed in black. Observers say she just fades away. Skeptics say the mournful sound people report hearing by the river is howling coyotes. Whatever you believe, if you find yourself in Santa Fe, go down to the banks of the river and listen for the wailing of La Llorona. Don't get too close to the water, she's looking for someone to drown. Alright guys, that is the urban legend of La Llorona. I hope you enjoyed those stories and kind of like the backstory of how it kind of came together and how this whole ghost legend started. Alright, so that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think. Have you ever experienced the ghost of La Llorona, and have you heard of her? Also, she has been so popular that there was a movie named after her. So I would actually suggest you go check that out too. Anyways, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.